Sports Information Director Andrea Wenzel here with men's basketball coach Dedrique Taylor. Coach, you've been here for about 6 months now after being hired in April. Can you tell us what your main goals have been during the last 6 months?
You know, we've really just been trying to establish our brand, starting first and foremost with our current players, really trying to earn their trust, trying to earn their respect that we're going to do right by them. And so far, I think we've gotten off to a pretty good start with those guys. They've understood the structure, they've accepted it. And then obviously in recruiting, we've been trying to beat the bushes to assess what our needs are and then go out and attract future Titans. And then practice this summer a little bit, and then trying to establish our culture on the floor and trying to establish our culture in practice now. So it's been a heck of an experience so far and quite the whirlwind, but we've been having a blast.
And you talk about the last 6 months, a little bit of whirlwind. Just basically a week away from your first exhibition, what kind of are your thought process for the next week as you kind of finally get to play a different opponent?
Yeah, you know, I'm excited. I'm anxious to see our guys in their uniforms. I'm anxious to see all the seats pulled out and all the lights on, and anxious to kind of get over that initial anxiety and let the game settle in. I think our guys are definitely ready to start playing another opponent. I think they're tired of beating up on each other. But I think what we'd like to see is where we are with our energy, where we are with our effort, where we are with our fundamentals. And we believe if we can take care of those 3 areas, we feel like we give ourselves a pretty good chance to be in any game.
Now, talking a little bit about the exhibition, what would you like to tell Titan fans they can kind of expect brand of basketball this season?
I think we could just start right there with our energy, with our effort, and just trying to play the game fundamentally sound. That's what we've talked a great deal about since we've stepped foot on campus, is just trying to impact the game just in those 3 areas. And we feel like from a talent standpoint, if we can add the talent to those 3 things, then our fans can expect to see an exciting, fast-paced, up and down, high-scoring game night in and night out. But I think we cannot discount how important our energy, how important our effort is to go out and play the style that we're trying to emulate.
Now, we talked a little bit about the exhibition at home, but you're going to open the regular season with 2 road games. So is that a little bit of a tall task, having to go on the road for your first 2 games? Yeah,
I'm still trying to figure out who did this scheduling. We were on the road for almost, I think, 7 of our first 5 games, but, you know, it is what it is. You know, yeah, it definitely is a tall task. But in the same token, I think our guys are up for the challenge. They understand what's at stake, and obviously we get a chance to find out who we are and what we are on the road, traveling to Bozeman and then traveling up to Seattle. Two games that'll be, you know, pretty good for us to get a feel for where we are in unfriendly environments, just to kind of see how we respond. It's a great opportunity for me as a coach to find out who's what, you know, and what we are and what we can count on as we continue to move and try and establish our brand of basketball.
Okay, and talking a little bit about Titan Gym, obviously Titan fans are a little bit excited looking further down the road. We're hosting the Wood and Legacy Tournament for 2 days here at Titan Gym. Can you talk about the staff's excitement and the players' excitement and the level of talent that'll be coming in with the opponents here at Titan Gym?
Sure. What that tournament has done for us, the Wood and Legacy, has thrust Cal State Fullerton onto a national stage, just for the simple fact that we're hosting it. People are talking about Fullerton. People are talking about Cal State Fullerton basketball, and so it's a great opportunity for our guys to compare themselves on the floor to some of the upper echelon programs that we'll have here in Marquette and Arizona State and Creighton and San Diego State, some teams that have done an excellent job in postseason as well as in their conference. And so we get a chance to kind of find out where we are, how we compare to those teams. And it's a great opportunity for our fans to see some great basketball up close and personal for 2 days in Titan Gym, which is one of the most intimate settings in college basketball. And so we're excited about that. We're proud of it, and we're anxious to get on the floor and see what we can do.
And now let's kind of look over the roster a little bit for the upcoming season, and let's start with the backcourt. A few returners with Alex Harrison, Jared Brandon. Kind of what are you looking forward to, or you know, what do you see the backcourt kind of shaping into this year?
You know, I think our backcourt is probably going to be our most experienced group of guys on the floor. I think it'll be probably our best group of guys on the floor. If you specifically talk about Alex and Jared, we're very fortunate to inherit those guys because they ironically emulate exactly what we want to do, which is establish ourselves defensively. Those to me are 2 guys that they play the game exactly the way we want to play in terms of pressuring the ball and getting up and really guarding people and doing a good job there, and then getting out in transition and using their athleticism and their length to try and create some easy baskets for us. So to be able to walk into the door and have those two guys on your bench with some experience is an awesome feeling. And we're trying to take their experience and rely on them to help us when we go on the road and when we get ready to suit up in Titan Gym to some of the new faces that haven't done it just yet, what that experience is like. And they've done an excellent job of showing that day in and day out on the floor with their energy and with their effort, their attention to detail, and then they're awesome young men. So we're excited to have them and anxious to see what they can do moving forward.
Okay, and then to kind of look more at the roster, look a little bit at the front court with James Johnson, Marquise Horns, Chris Collin. What kind of are your goals for the forwards and the centers?
You know, I tell you, we'd like to get healthy first and foremost. That would be ideal for us. But those are all guys that are talented enough to help us do what we're trying to do, which is win the Big West Conference Championship. What they will provide us with is just some experience once again, but a different set of tools from a talent perspective that weren't on the floor or weren't on display last year. And so what we've seen up to this point, we feel like they're solid enough to help us get where we're trying to go. And so those guys will be able to get out there this year and express themselves from a talent standpoint, and we're anxious to kind of see what they can do. What they've done in practice has been eye-opening. We understand we have a long way to go, but they've showed some glimpses of some things that we think can help us win the Big West Conference.
Now, like we said before, you've been here for 6 months, but 8 newcomers on the roster. How has that transition been with so many newcomers, 50% of the roster turning over for this year?
You know, it hasn't been unique at all, because we've just treated it as it is what it is. I'm new, they're new, who cares? Let's just go out. We're wearing the same uniform at this point, and let's just go out and see what we can do together. And I think our guys have bought into the structure. They've bought into the style. They bought into what we're trying to do, and they've been great. And so whether they were here, not here, I don't know, I don't care. We're here now, we're wearing the same uniform, and at the end of the day, that's all that matters, that we have the same common goal, the same purpose, and that's to be the best that we can possibly be on this day, and then tomorrow try and improve and be better tomorrow than we were today. And our guys have bought into it, whether they've been here for 6 years, 5 years, or 5 days. They've all bought into it, and we're moving forward as a group to try and establish our brand of Titan basketball together.
Okay, now kind of looking ahead 6 months from now, March, maybe as we're closing in on the end of the season, what are kind of you hoping, maybe one word to kind of sum up what you're hoping March is like for the team?
You know, for us, I think it has to be relentless. We have to continue to be relentlessly going towards success. We have to approach it that way, that we have to be better in March than we are today. And it's literally just that simple, just that fundamental, is to be better tomorrow than we are today. And then I think if we can approach it that way, I like where we can go with that approach. And so that literally is just our fundamental concept day in and day out, is in March we want to be better than where we were today, where we started, in hopes of hoisting the Big West Conference Championship trophy.
Well, thanks, Coach, for joining us today, and good luck this season.
Thank you.